Hello everybody and welcome to vrroom.co.uk, the home of online motorsport. My name's David Higgins. I'm here to take you through the race for Suzuka, which is round 7 of the last ever GT5 League here at vrroom.co.uk. So a bit emotional, to be honest with you, because it's been a damn good game the years it's been out, but GT6, as we know, is just round the corner, so we're documenting this one. So that we've got it down. It's going to be a brilliant race. We've got a full grid, 14 people here, or 14 drivers, and 4 teams on the grid, that being SVRT, Devil Racing, Rosso Racing, and Team Voodoo. All will be explained later on in the video, hopefully, if I get a chance. Suzuka circuit, 3.61 miles of undulating tarmac. The longest straight length here is 3/4 of a mile, which is the straight that you are looking at. Downhill straight, actually. It's a figure 8 circuit, and the elevation difference is 131.5 feet here, so it's quite hilly. Very, very fast, but also a high downforce circuit, so it's interesting to see how that pans out with people's downforce settings on these little cappuccinos. Before we get on with doing the grid walk, I'm just going to take you through what it takes to put a lap together here. Okay, so Suzuka circuit, we're about to go on board with VRDM. So basically we're on a roof cam now, we're going full blast down the main straight, accelerating hard as possible. The braking point at the bottom into turn 1, 20 turns on this course, of course. You are going to be doing about 125, 126 miles per hour. As we turn early into apex, the first corner, and then out wide, and then apex the second corner, going on the throttle very gently as you boot it up the hill now through the S-curves. For me, this is one of the most difficult sections on the track. You've got to get the first entry point right, otherwise it will scrub speed off and you'll compromise all your entry points to the other 3 corners. So here's the final of the S-curves. You've got to get the power down later here rather than sooner to get the drive up the hill to now entering the Dunlop curve. A very difficult corner, very easy to drift wide. Uphill now, we go in towards my favourite corner on the circuit. We've got Degner 1 and Degner 2. Degner 1, almost blind on entry. You've got to turn in very, very early to keep the speed, and then again, early turn in for Degner 2. Now, underneath the flyover for the 130R, accelerating hard towards the hairpin corner. You've got to keep as far to the right as possible, brake in a straight line, then turn in, clip the apex. So now, big uphill section, big uphill drag as we go towards Spoon Curve. You don't want to turn in too much up here because you will scrub speed, should I say. Because as soon as those front tyres turn, it takes away the motion of the car, it takes away the velocity of the car. So you've got to keep quite wide. Now, into Spoon Curve, completely blind on entry. Many people have gone off into the sidings there on the right, but done reasonably well here. Corner clipped and then booting it down the hill, down the sort of second to longest straight up towards the 130R flyover, which is the bridge section that we've just been under as we exited Degner 1 and 2. So that's approximately underneath us at the moment. Should be flat out if you've got your little cappuccino set up here, doing about 123, 124 miles an hour as you clip 130R. Very brave as you go around one of the fastest sections on the circuit. Heaviest braking point coming up now into the Casio Triangle chicane. You need to try to take as much of the apexes as possible, straightening it out and not booting it too early because the back will slip out wide. They pack 137 horsepower, these little Suzukis, and they're way less than a metric ton, so they really do shift. So that's one lap off Suzuka. Now straight back to the grid walk and we'll see where people have qualified. Okay, let's see how it lines up after 6 minutes of qualifying. So, on pole position we have got Zedkart, the current defending champion, closely followed by Scalebreaker, 5 times winner this season. Let's hope Mr. Breaker remembers he's playing GT5, not WRC this time, tongue-in-cheek comments. Second row we've got Slash, the only other winner this season, followed by Mr. CD himself, the seasoned veteran. On the next row we have got Team Rosso racing car of VRDM, ex-champion, and Slicker, just to the left of your screen there. And behind them we have SVRT team principal JK, ex-champion as well, and Mulada following up. Just behind Mulada, we have Freddie, new to Team Rosso, joining them and moving from Devil Racing, I believe. So to the side of Freddie, we have Genobi. Apologies for that. Genobi is the next one there on the grid. Closely followed up by Stuntman and Hatcher. Stuntman done a lot of work in the commentary box as well, and has been racing a lot in GT300s recently. Now, the rookie in his second season, Dad Racer Rob, lines up in 13th place, closely followed by Jumpy Bob, the Canadian contingent, following up in last position. So let's see how the race pans out. It's going to be a good one. Okay, the drivers have started their engines. We're about to get the green light here for the first of 8 laps here at Suzuka. So away we go, and it looks like Scalebaker's got a very, very good start. He's tucking in behind Slash. He's behind the Z car. Slash tucking out behind Scalebreaker. VR Race still in 4th, DM still in 5th, JK is in 6th. So into the first corners there we have Z-Car leading from Scalebreaker. We've got an off in the background. That looks like Freddy Cat got pushed a little bit wide there. But it's side by side up into the first section of corners. A lot of understeer there from Z-Car. Unbelievable stuff. It's 3 abreast almost. Scalebreaker nearly into the lead, but Slash has got an absolute stonker in the meantime. Absolutely wonderful start there from all the protagonists as they went through the S-curves up into the Dunlop curves. It's still side by side. And we've got Slash into the lead, Scalebreaker followed by Z-Car, followed by DM, making 1 position up there. Now we've got a spinner in the background, and that is, let's just have a look, that is Race 42, who's picked up a lot of damage there, so that will be worth replaying the start, probably on board with Race 42. So let's have a look and see what happened here. So race 42 is in 4th. It was a very good qualifying position from race 42. Ahead we've got Slash, who we know goes into the lead. Look at Scale trying to ping one out on Z-Car. Oh, he nearly took the front of Slash's car off actually. So into the second corner going up towards the S-curves. DM is gone through on the inside there. So that's put race 42 down to 5th position. Race 42 is still holding his own though. Oh, he's drifted wide. That'll give him a bit of dirt on his tyres, and he's gone sideways. I wonder if he's got a tap from anybody else, but he's off, and that's not going to help him. And there you see that slicker going through. So race 42 is on the outside, and he's spun those tyres up. He's hit someone behind, and he's, oh dear, that's proper big accident. Let's see that on board from DM's point of view, because DM was directly behind him. So DM sets off trying to tuck in behind race 42, and then we'll look at the back of DM's car as DM goes through, and then that should give us a good view of anything else that happened, whether race 42 got a touch from anybody behind or not. So there's DM going through on Mr. 42, and then at the back of his car there's race 42 recovering that position, and at the side of him he's got JK, his fellow teammate, and behind there is Slicker. There's the drift wide and the dirty tyres, give him a bit of understeer and oversteer, and he's clouted his teammate, which isn't going to help, and then he's just slid wide again. So it's just a bit of a messy start really. A little bit of a nudge from DM as DM went through, but I think the rest of that, to be fair, was down to dirty tyres on race 42's car. So let's just watch that one more time if we can. We'll watch it on the chase view. So there's the chase view from race 42. I don't think it did have a tap from anyone else at the back. I think it was just dirty tyres and they spun up. So for the last time, let's have a look at that replay. That was an incredible move from Slash to avoid Scale. So there goes through DM on the inside, maintaining as best a gap as he can between the two cars. And then did he get a touch from JK at the back? A little bit of dust there. A reasonable apex there, but here, that's the initial mistake. So the back tyres are suttered up. Oh, and he's got opposite lock on there, and now all the tyres are suttered up. And then, of course, he's going into this corner, a little bit of frustration kicking in, spins up the rear tyres, and the guy's off. He's got a big tank slapper on, and that's caused a big accident, which collected Dad Racer Rob, unfortunately. So that's a great shame. Now, as Marshall called a yellow flag for that one, we'll just have to see in a moment. We'll know if that's happened, if the guys slow down, as we're on the back of Slash's car. We have to go to the outside view. Let's just see if the guys have been given any instructions to slow down. And by the looks of it, they haven't, so no yellow flag for that incident. As we see them now braking into the hairpin for the first time. Fantastic shot. We've got a lead 3 cars breaking away. Slash, Scale, Z-Kart, followed by DM, JK and Slicker. That's the top 6, ladies and gents. Let's go on the back of Slash's car just to see the action there. So Scale, Slash has done very well to get from 3rd up into 1st, but down the inside now we've got Stalebreaker. Slash will have to yield that one because he's on the outside of the circuit, but that's going to leave him vulnerable to an attack from the Z-Kart. And it has done. So Z-Kart looks like he's going to be going through on the inside. Meanwhile, the machine that Scalebreaker is back where he only knows where to be, as excuse me, as Slicker said on his other video. Really close now into the 130R. Very, very close indeed as the field come through there. What a fantastic sight. Scale covering off the line nicely into the Casio Triangle chicane. Slash trying around the outside, a little bit wiggly at the back, but he survived. So DM is down. Oh, we've got a crash, we've got a spinner. That is that Z-Kart? Oh, he's flying down. Let me get on Z-Kart. Yes. What happened to Z-Kart there? That was a biggie. That. I wonder if yellows have been called for that one. Let's just have a check. No yellows. So that's really bad luck for the Z-Kart. I'm going to get a replay of that one if we can. So we'll just go back on board with the Z-Kart, and we'll look on the roof cam. He's in 3rd place, so what happened? Was it a tap from behind, or did he lose it? Heavy braking point this. Good clip of the apex. Oh, he's got a nudge from behind, drifted him wide, spun him round, and that was, by the looks of it, his fellow teammate. Was that JK just giving him the nudge there? Let's go on board with JK and see if that could have been avoided at all. So we're on board with JK. In front there, of course, we've got the Z-Kart, the current champion. So Z-Kart seemed to make a good line into the first initial phase of the braking. JK's on his outside, and oh no, Z-Kart. I don't think Z-Kart's realised he's there. Fair play, you know. His teammate JK had the inside line there. I don't think Z-Kart realised he's there, but it's all very fast-paced here at vrroom.co.uk. So that's very unfortunate for the defending champion, Z-Kart. So meanwhile, that's given DM 4th place, Z-Kart spinning. He was very lucky not to be collected by some of the other players. Hatcher going wide there, if I'm right, by the colours. Yes, it was Hatcher, number 69 there. Race 42 has got himself going again. He's down in 14th place. Dad Racer Rob is in 13th. Stuntman, good to see Stuntman racing here in the Cappuccinos, I must say. He's been doing a lot of work in the GT300, successful work as well. I believe he's had a few championships over there. And please do catch up with VR Stuntman's YouTube channel as well. There's some cracking videos on there. One of the other fellow commentators here at VR Room. Side-by-side stuff with Freddy Cat. That's interesting, down into Degner. So Freddy Cat filling some decent boots here in Team Rosso. Just moved across, as I mentioned, on the grid walk. And doing a fine job. What a fantastic helmet from number 43, Freddy Cat. Playing on a pad, ladies and gentlemen, as well, interestingly enough. So if you're watching this for the first time, don't think that you have to have a wheel for this. Freddy Cat's proven very, very well that you can hold your own on a pad. And indeed be just as quick or quicker on a pad. I myself, if I'm honest, favour the steering wheel, but that's, you know, each driver to their own. But Freddy Cat's certainly doing a very good job on the pad, so hats off to him. So in the meantime, let's get back to the leaders on lap 2 of 8. We've got 4 breaking away. DM is managing to catch up with Scale, Slash and JK. You get quite a slipstream effect here. We'll just go on the back of Scale's car. Oh, and Slash means business. The lights are on. Oh, He's giving Mr. Breaker a bit of his own treatment there. Mr. Breaker famed, of course. We've got to see this from the outside. Sorry, breaking into the Casino Triangle chicane. Very, very good competitive stuff as we see them coming down to start lap 3. Yeah, going back to the flash of light, Scales fame for flashing his light. So I think Slash is catching up on that one and giving him a bit of his own medicine there. It's all good spirited, of course, here at VR Room. There's a fantastic paddock and a fantastic feel to it. And I have to say, this is one of the best seasons that I've competed in. It really, really is. And I think it's obviously because we've got the best players, basically the current live players on the site. It's absolutely superb stuff. And it's a pleasure to take part in. Now, this swabbling is enabling in VRDM number 32, the Team Rosso principal, to catch up. So he's certainly in with a shout. And then there's a little bit of a back off to the pack where Malada is out by himself by quite a long way. But Stuntman still having a ding-dong side-by-side with Freddy Cat there. Genobi, in the meantime, is catching up through the battling. And we can see the on board with Genobi, the battling there that we've got. And as Freddy Cat goes through, we had Stuntman going a little bit wide. No damage on any of the cars. So number 27, Stuntman's about to be nabbed into. Oh, and Genobi backed out of that. Oh, my word, my word. It is a dangerous place to overtake that. But Genobi, it looked like he could have maybe given Stuntman a run for his money there. I don't know if he'd have pushed Stunt, should I say, a little bit harder there, he may have found that Stunt backed off. But obviously Genobi's a very wise driver. Drives to the G27 and an H-box, so hats off Genobi. I've noticed on the videos on Catch Up With on Genobi X on his YouTube channel, he's got a very, very skillful little setup there. But in the meantime, you can see Stuntman being relentless up ahead on Freddy Cat. In fact, let's just clip on with that. I thought he was going to have a little bit of a stab. You can see Malada just going around Spoon Curve there up ahead. And behind, Hatch's in on that battle as well. So let's just clip to the leaders, because it's obviously going to be on side by side. It's a good job I did. JK, Slash has fallen back. We've got JK taking the lead now. Round on the outside, overtaking on the outside. Unbelievable, round 130R. He's defending the line heavily into the Casio Triangle chicane though. And he's going to maintain and sustain that lead. So we have a new leader then, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 3 of 8, soon to be 4 of 8 at Suzuka. JK, SVRT team principal, has nabbed Scalebreaker, and DM is giving a little bit of jib to Slash behind as well. If we just click back to that one. So DM trying to get into the slipstream there. Malada still trying to desperately catch up. VR Stuntman is only just... Is he going to defend that from Freddy Cat? I think Freddy Cat's got that line. He'll have to yield that one. And Hatch is still on them with Genobi still close behind. Now, going back, we've got Slicker by himself. The Z-Kart flying through the field but desperately trying to catch up. He is supporting rear near side damage there, unfortunately, for Z-Kart. Jumping Bob is by himself. Dad Racer Rob is a long, long way back by himself, and VR Race 42 is still way there at the back. So all the excitement, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, is up the front. We've got 2 main lead packs, which is Scale, JK, Slash, DM, followed by Freddy Cat, Stuntman, Genobi and Hatcher, with Malada kind of getting the squeeze in the middle there. It'd be worth looking at fastest lap times at this moment. So the fastest lap at the moment in time is a 1:22.6, which is JK, so that's why he's in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. The next fastest on track is a 2:22.905, which is DM, followed by Slash. So Scale is actually the slowest out of all the 3 leaders, but he's managing to maintain it with all the battling in the meantime. So we'll go back to track because DM has just nabbed Slash up on the inside there into the hairpin, approaching the Spoon Curve. So if we could just get on that. Oh no, he hasn't. No, Slash has nabbed him back. Oh dear me, I was getting far too overexcited. I think he must have lost his traction there out of the big drag up to Spoon Curve, and then Slash has obviously got better traction and drive. Very good with gearboxes, Slash, though, so I blame it on the gearbox. Now, coming up again, as we can see, Scalebreaker's nabbed the lead back from JK, so behind. We've got JK getting sucked in there, up to 130R now. JK's got some top-end speed here, as you can see. He's going to pick one out for certain. If that happens, we're clipped to the outside shot. Oh, dear me! A drifting wide scale breaker managing to hold it. It's going to be 4 abreast by the looks of it into Casio Triangle. Slash and DM have really caught up, seriously caught up now because of the running wide thing, and we've got into the lead. We've got Mr. JK again. It's a proper 4-way ding dong. This is unbelievable. They're all slipstreaming each other as they come down the main straight, keeping it as close to the pit wall, and it's, oh my god, it's tandem, it's 4x4, side by side. What an absolutely incredible screenshot. Let's see that from the outside if we can. Who's going to survive this one into the first corner? DM slightly ahead, and DM takes them. DM takes all of them on the outside. Oh my dear god, we've got to get a replay of that one. So let's just rewind slightly, and let's go on if we can. Let's rewind, hang on, let's rewind another one. And let's go on board with DM to see the 4 abreast. So DM in 4th place here. He was going to go from 4th to 1st. That was unbelievable. Onto the first corner, out braking on the outside. I can't believe that happened. So let's have a little look, and we'll go on board with DM, and we'll go on the chase cam actually, just to see that, because then you'll see the other guys side by side here. This is absolutely unprecedented. 4 abreast. They're all getting sucked into slipstream. DM has got a really good drive there, and he's got some toe on scale, so he pings it out. Slash pings it out to the right. So on the inside we've got Slash, Scale, and JK, and DM takes him on the outside. Unbelievable stuff. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. I'll tell you something, I think DM's counted his blessings, so he's come from 4th to now leading the race, but he's under a lot of pressure from Slash and JK and Scale, so he's got to try to keep them behind him. Whether that will happen or is another story. But my word, ladies and gents, what you're watching here are some of the finest drivers on GT5 in the finest website on GT5. So please do, if you're watching this, get down to vrroom.co.uk, see what it's all about, join the paddock, get to know the guys, and get some good hardcore racing in. GT6, of course, is being launched in December, and the VR room is shutting down over December, and it's going to reopen in January with a new league. There's lots of testing going to be done by people in the paddock as to what leagues and what cars will suit and what tracks will suit as well. So we're going to come up with a good combination and some competitive leagues. Now DM has been taken there by JK. A little bit of a nudge on the inside, push DM wide. It looks like DM's going to go down to 4th again. 3 abreast though, again going up the drag towards Spoon Curve. So again, unbelievable stuff. Now Malada is starting to really catch. If we go in the front of Malada's car, you can see he's starting to gain on the 4 guys that are squabbling. And in the background there, Genobi has nailed them. Genobi's, by sitting back and being patient, has nailed Stuntman Hatcher and Freddy. So absolutely superb stuff. Well played, very well played to Genobi. And off in the background, that looks like Hatcher going slightly wide. Freddy Cat hanging in there on the pad, and Stuntman holding his own as well. Oh, and Hatcher's off again. Oh no, terrible news for Hatcher. So easily done up at Spoon when you get a little bit of dirt on your tyres. So easily done. Better clip up with the leaders, because DM has gone through into the lead again. What the heck happened there? It must have been the slipstream down the straight, so breaking into Casio Triangle chicane. Oh, DM's had a nudge, and that's nudged him into Scale. Scale's gone off, so JK's tapped the back of DM. DM's now off, and he's trying desperately not to collect people as he comes off, struggling, just like Race 42 was struggling with dirt on his tyres. He'll have to back out of that entrance to the first corner down the straight. Malada, look, is caught up because of that ruckus. Just like I said, it was going to happen. Malada is now up into 4th, and DM's down into 5th. So awful look from DM, absolutely awful look there. It was the tap from JK that sent him initially wide and then into Scale Breaker, and then he was off. And as you can see, ladies and gents, exactly what I said would happen is happening. DM struggling for grip with the dirt on his tyres, so he'll have to be very cautious as he goes round the S-curves. And as you can see, Scale actually up ahead in 3rd place is struggling for grip, but nonetheless DM has nabbed Malada. So Scale struggling for grip, DM struggling for grip. That should wear off after the next few corners. I would certainly think after the survive Degner, then they will be okay. But Slash, that's given him a little bit of a break from JK. So let's just get on board with Slash. As you can see there, the gap. Let's try and get on board with the gap there. It's only reading at 0.2 of a second, but let me tell you, it's faster than that, because I think that was the gap over the line. So Slash has got a little bit of a break from JK. The current race order is Slash, JK, Scale, VRDM, Malada, VR Stuntman, Genobi, Freddy Cat, Hatcher, Zcat, Slicker, Jumpy Bob, Dad Racer Rob, and VR Race 42. So the grid has got a little bit more spaced out now. Malada again has nabbed DM, so DM desperately trying to get back on to Malada. We'll watch on board with DM's car, because then we should be able to see the four ahead. And oh no, DM has done exactly what Hatcher did. Now how's that going to affect the guys behind? Because we've got coming through. There he is. That's Stuntman's gone off as well. Stuntman's gone off as well. So Stuntman is coming on just behind DM. Freddy Cat, his teammate, has gone through, and Stuntman's gone through. So there was big incidents there around Spoon Curve on lap 6 of 8 with 2 laps to go, and that's put DM down, as we can see, in 8th place. So that's a very great shape for DM. So he's gone from 1st to 8th in the space of 1 lap. So back on board with the leaders then, battling hard. As we cross to start the penultimate lap, lap 7 of 8 here at Suzuka. We've got Slash leading from JK, leading from Scale. Now, Scale in 3rd with 2 laps to go here, although it is 6 miles, nearly 7 miles of track. In fact, it is just over 7 miles, 7.22 miles if my maths does me right. Will that be enough for Scalebreaker to take 6 in a row? I'm not so sure it will be, because with the huge advantage now that Slash has got... Oh, and Scale's gone off, just talking about that. Scale, he's not a machine. He has gone off, he's trying extremely hard. Now, with those muddy tyres, he's going to have real problems. You can see, suffering from understeer, he's having to really back out of it there. Sliding the car, trying to keep the tyres warm and get rid of the dirt, and I thought he was going to go off again. A little bit of a tank slap effect there from him. And Malada, look at Malada from 6th place, ladies and gents, up into 3rd. Now, Scalebreaker has picked up rear offside damage. I didn't see that. I don't know where that was either. But it's looking like Slash may well take this one now. How close is JK behind? Not close enough, I don't think, unless he can catch up in the slipstream. It's a good line. Oh, but Slash, they're all making mistakes. Slash has gone off, putting dirt on his tyres, and you can see JK on the telemetry there catching back up again. So it's not all over. Breaking into the hairpin. JK likes this. This is where we took DM on the previous lap, remember? Malada catching up, and there is Scales. So Scales not going to finish on the podium here, I wouldn't have thought. It's going to take a miracle with 1 lap to go. Even he's not that good, to be honest with you. Not that good to catch that gap up. So we're watching a humdinger here. Now DM's got Genobi, and DM is now tight up behind Stuntman. Oh, but look at Genobi right behind DM. Let's get on that rear cam. Is Genobi going to ping one in on DM? It looks like he may well do if he's later on the brakes. He's backed out. Oh my lord, that was close. He could have maybe sustained that, because DM did leave him that little bit of room down the inside. Understeer though on Genobi's car as they go down. So this is for back places 6, 7 and 8. So understeer on Genobi's car as he goes down up the big drag towards the 130R, which he'll approach at full pelt, of course. Now Slash is still... Oh, fantastic engine note there from Genobi's car. We'll just watch these as they go round the Castillo Triangle chicane for the penultimate time. What a superb shot. Look at the skill each one of those drivers is showing. So, for the last lap here, Slash, JK, Malada, Scale, Freddy Cat, Stuntman, DM, Genobi, Zcart, who's done a fine job of catching up to 9. Zcart now in the points. I didn't see that one, so very well played to the defending champion, and that's why he is the defending champion, because he's good, hard, fast racer. JK up on the inside of Slash, going through the S's. Malada's going to be in on this fight as well. This really could go either way. We could see Malada sneaking a win in here, depending on what those 2 guys do. Scale is out of it. He's going to finish no higher than 4th. Freddie is Freddie's still under pressure from DM, and DM's still under pressure from Genobi, but we've got to stick with the leaders. It's a 3-way ding-dong. Who's going to take the 7th win, here at VR Room? Because the only person to stop a Scale at the moment has been Slash. Will Slash make it 2 in a row? That's what I want to know. There's a distinct possibility, but you can't discount JK or Malada with the distance that they've got from Slash. Let's see that visually on the back of Slash's car. Having said that, they've dropped back a little bit. Slash has got that little bit of a gap. We do know the fastest guy on track from looking at the telemetry is JK, or was a few laps ago on lap 3, I believe. So he's certainly got pace. Scale is catching, but not by the distance that he needs to, so that's not going to happen. Fantastic engine note as we come down for the final time to Spoon Curve. Superb shot as you see them going round it. Double apex tricky corner, if you remember from the track guide at the beginning. Very difficult to get right. And behind, Freddy Cat is clear of DM and Genobi. So not much happening there. VR Stuntman out by himself due to that mistake. So, in the slipstream we have JK pinging it out to the right hand side. So, sorry, Slash has given it the defensive line around 130R. Malada's in there, he's had a nudge wide as JK, but he's managed to hold it on the track. Malada might pick one down the middle here. It's all about the braking point into the final corner. Casio triangle, JK nudging the back slightly. And who's going to make it round there? Slash has wiggled. Will that give Malada the run? So Malada on the outside. It's looking like we might have a three-way ding-dong here. Oh, let's see a better camera angle than that. And Malada might ping it out. We might see Malada crossing the line. Who's going to win the race? It's going to be Slash from Malada from JK. Absolutely unbelievable. Scale bringing up in fourth. And then over the line in fifth, Freddy. VRDM slowing down and letting Stuntman through. It obviously feels he gives Stunt a bit of a nudge there. Very sportsmanly. So finishing up in 9th, 10th is Zcart and Slicker, Jumpy Bob, Hatcher, Dad Racer Rob and VR Race. So a brilliant win for Slash, very close for Malada, very unlucky, and JK in third. That's the top three. Well, that's been an incredible race to commentate on. Absolutely love Suzuka. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel on whatever device you're watching it on. My name's David Higgins. Please catch up on @DigitalDave, where this video will be posted anyway. Thank you very much for watching, and I believe Slicker will be doing the rest of them. So thank you very much.